District. I am joined by Nancy Boyder from Kansas, Melissa Bean from Illinois, Andre Carson from Indiana, Ciro Rodriguez from Texas, Tim Ryan from Ohio, Carol Shea Porter from New Hampshire. We're expecting Anthony Weiner to join us as well. Today we are rolling out a 13-point middle-class success agenda, which is the product of the Democratic Caucus Middle-Class Working Group, which has been working for months to develop a success agenda for the middle class. The middle class is the political battleground in the 2008 elections. A recent study by Pew said that a majority of Americans consider themselves to be in the middle class, and 79% of people in the middle class said that it is now more difficult than it was 5 years ago to maintain their standard of living. Now, I represent a middle class district, and most of the people that I represent know that if you are in the middle class, you are too rich to qualify for any kind of federal help, but you're too poor to feel comfortable paying your gas, paying for your utilities, paying for your kids' college tuition, and maintaining your standard of living. You know that if you're AIG, the federal government's going to bail you out. And if you're living below the poverty level, the federal government will help you out. But if you're somewhere in between, you're kind of left on your own. Now, the middle class, they're not looking for a bailout, and they're not looking for a handout. They just want federal policies that are fair. They want federal policies that are going to keep them ahead rather than dragging them behind. Let me tell you how they've fallen behind, and then I'm going to ask my colleagues to comment on the specific pieces of this middle-class success agenda that they are pursuing. College tuition. College tuition is up 64% in private universities in the past 10 years, and up 80% in public colleges in the past 10 years. Harder than ever to keep kids in college. I know it because I have 2 kids in college. I've got 2 tuition bills, and I make a pretty good salary, thank you very much. The U.S. has fallen from 2nd to 14th in college graduates. Home equity, as a result of the foreclosure crisis, the typical American has lost $14,000 in equity on their home, so their nest eggs are beginning to shrink. And in fact, the population of the middle class is beginning to shrink. This is the most telling statistic we have. Between 2000 and 2006, the population of the poorest Americans increased 1%. The population of the richest Americans increased 1%, and the population in the middle decreased 2%. Every great economy has counted on an expanding middle class. In the past 8 years, our middle class has actually started to shrink. We need a success agenda to help the middle class afford their college tuition, keep health insurance if they change jobs, care for their kids and their parents, and that recognizes new job markets where people can work from home. That's why we roll out this middle class success agenda today, and let me turn it to Melissa Bean from Illinois to comment.